Mandalorian. Look outside. They are waiting for you.
Yeah? Good.
So The Mandalorian is finally here, right with the official launch for Disney Plus, and oh my god, what a fantastic first episode that was. And you know what? Here's a review of the first episode of The Mandalorian. My hopes were high for this brand new live-action series written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and The Mandalorian, it really didn't disappoint. The tone was set right, the pictures beautifully dusty and worn out, cold and realistic dialogue with a fine pinch of comedy. All the scenes shown are not too long, yet I didn't get the feeling that they'd need to rush anything to carry on the plot. In the first episode, we'll get a nice introduction not just to our main protagonist, but also to the world he lives in. A world after the Empire's destruction in episode 6. It feels like the Outer Rim, and therefore it's obviously a bit more distant to the core worlds, a bit more remote, so to speak. But the most important thing is, it feels like Star Wars. And it feels like the producers know what they're doing, and that lore is a big thing for a franchise of that magnitude. Pun intended. Warning. If you still need to watch the first episode, you might want to stop right here, because this review will contain spoilers from now on. So the opening sequence is this lovely literal entrance of our main protagonist, the Mandalorian, into a bar. Of course, it's Star Wars, other languages, aliens, short and cool action sequence, a nervous barkeeper. You can't ask for more. And because our Mandalorian isn't a big talker, they give us a talkative sidekick, who isn't a real sidekick, but rather just a bounty. 5 minutes into the episode and we have this Star Wars-ish atmosphere and so much world building going on. For instance, with the Uber landspeeder guys or the big icy alligator creature, a good callback to the first appearance of Boba Fett in Legends and his ambient face pulse blaster. I love that The Mandalorian got that one. Oh, and by the way, did I mention the first ever seen Star Wars toilet in space? Heck yeah! One of the things I didn't expect, I didn't know I need, but I'm glad it's shown to us. And that scene also gave us some detailed look inside the Mandalorian's ship. I don't know how much time we'll have on board it, but I think it's important to have some sort of connection. And the more I look at it, the more it reminds me of the Serenity from Firefly. Good old times. Oh, and can we talk about Carl Weathers? Jesus, I love this guy. A fine businessman, not the one that seems wealthy, but rather the type of a guy who tries to keep it all together. We're all in the same boat, so to speak. We're all bounty hunters. I like that. And right after that, we got another great character, Werner Herzog, as the client. As some of you may know, I'm from Germany, so seeing Werner Herzog was way more interesting in advance. The remnants of the Empire, and he's one of the survivors. Oh, that is interesting, and I'd love to see more of him because he was so good in that scene. By the way, the stormtroopers with him, they're extras from the 501st. I love that fan service right there. Well, it's literal fan service. The Mandalorian gets some Beskar and goes to a place apparently only true Mandalorians are allowed to enter. Jon Favreau, one of the producers, I bow to you. He's a huge fan of the Mandalorians and their culture, so it's nice to see him treating the lore well. Forging a new piece of Beskar equipment alongside the Mandalorian's memory of what happened back in the day when the Separatists attacked his town, leading to his aversion against droids. Now that's good storytelling right there. The rest half of the first episode is the part where we can witness the Mandalorian a bit more talkative and a bit more personal. The short training sequence reminded me of some scenes from the Clone Wars and Rebels, where it's not always about action and main plot events. The raid of the target's base with the IG unit, now that was just hilarious and offers a high quality of action sequences. The final reveal of the target, stunning and really surprising. I wonder how much of an impact this little baby Yoda will have in the later story. Absolutely astonishing. I really didn't expect that. So in conclusion, The Mandalorian is the live-action Star Wars series we all have been waiting for, if you ask me. I'm so glad Disney decided to give it into the faithful hands of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I was so happy when their names were announced, and they have proven that they are the right men to lead this series. The cast, love it already. The locations, well, nothing that we haven't seen already, but I always like the details in the rooms or on the walls. Gives a nice touch to the lore. Action? $120 million budget, I think we can expect a high quality throughout the rest of the series. The soundtrack, surprisingly underwhelming, but not necessarily in a negative way. I hope we'll get some more epic stuff in the upcoming episodes. If I had to rate this episode, I'd give it 4 out of 5 Mandalorian helmets. But what are your thoughts on the first episode of The Mandalorian? What are you looking for the next episodes? Comment below and share your thoughts with me and the community. And as always, may the Force be with you and see you on the next one.